China.
Hello and welcome to Money Matters. I'm Sarah Peterson here with Dean Greenberg, president of Greenberg Financial Group. Dean, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm here with you.
Again.
We always have so much fun. Again and again and again.
You know, I just want everyone to know, I specifically always want you as my host. I do. We have this nice, cool New York type of chemistry together. We're both intelligent. We could talk on a level that's great. And I think you helped make this show really, really good. So thank you.
That made my day. Thank you so much. Well, I learned so much from you, and I'm sure all the viewers do. This is an unprecedented time. We are being fed so much information. So much of it is misinformation. It is Google era. I mean, everybody's got the social media, the Google, the news. The news outlets are all saying different things. How do we make sense of it all?
It's so difficult, okay? Because there's no truth. You know what I mean? I can't believe the last 15, 20, almost 20 years, every time somebody gets in, whether it's Republican, Democrat, the other side completely just becomes like an atom bomb to them. They just want to blow them up. There's no more cohesiveness. I don't know if it's because of social media. I don't know what it is. But I remember in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, good, bad, or indifferent, people were still trying to be together and wanted the country to do well. And somehow, after Clinton, you know, and then after Bush did what he did, you know, after the went in, everything's falling apart. It's like no one wants to side. It's just like they're brainless. Okay? They're brainless, and they don't see what is good or bad. I would have so much more respect for politicians if they actually stood up and had common sense of why they vote one way or the other. But it's so hard because we just went through 4 years of just obvious lies to us that he's okay, the computer, the laptop, all that stuff. I don't even want to go into details. So now we get into this, and it's the same stuff against Trump again, making up stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think they tell the truth either all the time either, okay? But they're trying to be transparent. The problem is, if you're always transparent, they're going to find something that they're going to try to nail you on. But I'd rather them try to do that than us never knowing what's going on, who's running the country, what's happening. And I've always keep talking about we need change. We need it. We need to get our debt down. That's how I vote. Everyone says, how did you vote for Trump? I said, it's because I'm looking for the economy. All right? I'm not saying the Democrats don't make the stock market do better. But they don't want to attack the problem, which is Social Security, Medicare, and our debt. They didn't want to try to do the border. Those are the things for safety that made me look the other way, because I wasn't for him. I wasn't, like when he was starting out, I did not go for Trump. But as I watched what happened and how I watched what he wanted to do, and now he's doing it, I'm okay with that. And that's going to help our country. We have to get our debt down. We have to. And what goes up and down, you got the terrorists, you got this, nobody knows. So when they tell you what's going to happen, it's to scare you. When they tell you you're going to lose Social Security, you're not losing Social Security. But give me the plan to get off Social Security in 25 or 30 years. Tell me how we're going to do it. I have a plan. I think I can get it done. With the right people, of course. I can't just put it out there, but with the actuaries and the Congress and stuff behind it, you put a plan together. It's a 25, 30-year plan, and then you never have to worry about giving away money again. People are investing themselves and doing great.
You know, it is crazy because as we get older, you know, the people who are in the most tenuous time right now, right, are sort of in that retirement space where they're wondering, okay, you know what, I need some more stability. I don't want to take big risks right now. And this does seem like a risky time. It just does. Because
it's always a risky time. You heard the old adage, stocks climb a wall of worry. Okay? They do.
That.
They always do. At the end of the day, after the 40 years of investing and managing money, now combined out with the financial plans we do, what we're really doing is taking stress away from clients. We're putting a plan together. finding out what they need and what they want, don't need. And then we actually manage the money ourselves, pushing the buttons according to what they want. I do not respect people in our business that just go ahead and tell you what to do. I respect the people that every day they got a measuring stick on how they did, by what you buy, on what you sell, how you allocate, and how you don't.
So how do you, as your financial risk tolerance, wanes as you get older, how do you mitigate the risk? How do you plan for it? What if you're a person who doesn't even know how much risk you're taking or doesn't know how much?
We'll figure it out. We have a system, we have a numbering system that kind of goes through all the stocks and say from like a 1 to 100, right? And then your portfolio comes out. If it comes out as a 60, if you imagine like a speed limit, 50 being in the middle. If you go in 60, you're just above that. A little growth, mostly conservative safety. If you're in 80 or 90, you're driving that Ferrari. If you're down in that 10 range, you better be in CDs. We like to get people, even if they're at 30, that's okay. 30%, 70% kind of more safe. But we like it around 40 to 70%, depending. Now, just because you're old doesn't mean you can't take risk. What if you don't use the money? What if your whole life you've been able to make the monies in the Apples and the Microsofts, and you're okay with the volatility, and this money's going to your family or going to a charity, and you want to make it as much as possible, and it doesn't matter up and down. You just want quality so you don't wake up one day and it's gone, right? That's a whole different person. They could be 65, 70 years old. That's fine. 80 years old. But if someone needs every penny they have to live off of, then you have to design that portfolio that meets their needs.
That is really what it is about, though, is that the plan is so customized for the individual and their needs, because mine is going to be very different than somebody else's, even same age, just different needs, different stages.
The design, the percentages, the risk tolerance will be different. What's not different is you have 10% in growth, say somebody has 20. We go in and we buy, I don't know, let's just say NVIDIA, right? So you might get 10 shares, somebody else might get 100 shares, somebody else might get 500 shares. But you're all going to have NVIDIA if it's a buy and you have money in your growth bucket. That's the same. What's not the same is the percentages. Now, if you fill up your growth bucket faster than someone else, then you can't buy anything new unless we sold something at some time.
If this is something that somebody has never been visited, so if they're 65 years old and they're thinking about retirement soon, they're kind of really close to that age, and nobody has discussed this with them, it's not too late to create that plan. If they call you, they can still figure out if they're on the right track or not. It's never too late.
It's never too late. They better get to the phone right now, and they better take down a phone number, and they better call us, and they better set something up and not be scared. It is a great experience. The one thing that I have found, because you own your own company, you want it to keep growing, but you still want to have a life and travel and do stuff. You need to bring in people that are good people. And I always will talk to clients afterwards. What did you think? Because I was concerned that about 5 years ago, I changed my whole way of doing stuff. We went to a whole team approach. And the team approach was, I need good players. I've been a coach for 25 years. The one thing I've been successful at is bringing teams along, putting the players in the right place, and winning conferences and championships. I know how to do that. So I decided, instead of selling my company, that's what I was going to do to my company. Bring in young players that will be able to take this company to a whole other level with my mentoring, my ownership, and then they bring it along, and then down the road they can have it, hopefully a long time from now. But here's the deal. I ask people all the time, because I'm concerned, could they relate to them? They come into my room confidentially and they say, Dean, I walked in, I see they were young, I was shocked. I was shocked on how smart they are. I was shocked how they would talk to us that was 60, 70 years old. I was shocked that they answered every one of our questions. People that are 2, 3 times their age don't ever answer any of our questions. They knew answers, they knew stuff. How did they get so smart so quick? I say because I throw them into the fire. They go on the radio show, they go on the TV show with me, they learn. If they can't make it, they go work for somebody else. But when they make it, our company becomes strong.
I want to hold that thought. I want to come back and talk more about your team approach because I think it's what makes you so unique. But we'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with you.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter. The one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Hello and welcome back to Money Matters. I'm Sarah Peterson here with Dean Greenberg of Greenberg Financial Group. And before the break, we were talking about your team approach, which I think is one thing that makes you all so unique. It is also family approach, which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Well, yes, because he's my son. But believe me, there's complications with that too. You know what I mean? But we've gotten over that. The first 3 years, we kind of filtered through it and made sure. But now for sure, we're at that point. But the team approach is not for everybody. I just didn't say, I want a team approach, it's going to happen. Everyone's, oh, that's great. Over the years, I learned how to do the right team approach. I mean, I had a lot of restaurants. You know what it's like trying to get servers to have a team approach and share tips? Half the people liked it, half the people didn't. Well, the ones that liked it were socialists. The ones that didn't were capitalists. That's what I always said. They didn't even know what the difference was, all right?
Well,
but you tried to get them to work together. But in Greenberg Financial Group, we're able to do it because I got the right people. And guess what? They all play team sports. It's hard to hire someone to be a team player if they didn't play a team sport. So they all play team sports. I coached them. Now you bring them along, which makes it even cooler, okay? And the whole idea is being able to know what they're good at, what they're not good at, bring them along fast, okay? And that's the thing about coaching. Always make someone better than they think they could be and keep pushing them. And that's where they go. And I told them, you're going to talk to people that are much older than you. You're going to learn to talk to them on their level. You're going to answer every question. The client always comes first. You will bend backwards to help them and do the things they need to be done. There is no question that that should not be answered. If you don't know the answer, don't lie. Tell them you'll find out.
You know what? I think a lot of people don't want to know the answer, and that is the problem, right? They don't come to you because they're afraid they're not worthy in some way, or they don't want to know. What if you tell them you're completely broke or you're not on the right path? But wouldn't you rather know now so that we can make the changes necessary to get where you want to be?
100%.
Some people don't like to go to the doctor because they don't want to get the information, but you should want to know.
Well, okay, let's just say you don't go through a plan, okay? And then things happen. Can you survive through it? Of course you can. But you are absolutely 100% stressed out. Mm-hmm. What we're seeing a lot is people that came to us, believe it or not, 5, 6, even 10 years ago, that are now coming back because they were doing it themselves and are like, I'm concerned. I'm much older now, and if I go first, my spouse doesn't know what to do. What I'd like to do is try to do something with you so they know who to fall back on if something happens. And that's been happening a lot. And I get that. So we negotiate the stuff. If they want to, they're in charge until they're not there, then we're in charge afterwards, of the discretionary of their account and stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but over the past couple of years, not only have we seen a lot of political change and economic change, but there's been a lot of medical change, due to the pandemics and all that. And I think that fear factor is going all the way across. People don't know if they're physically going to be able, they're not sure what their health is going to be like, and then they don't know what their financial health is going to be. So it's so important to take the stress off where we can control those things.
Right. And that's what happens. You start getting older, you don't want the stress anymore. You really don't. And you want to go to someone you trust. So one of the people say, well, you do a lot of marketing. Yeah, I love doing radio and I love doing the TV shows because I want them to hear what I'm about, who I am, and how I do it. Because if that makes sense to them, and they meet us, and we're the same, guess what? That becomes trust. Mm-hmm. Trust is so important. You earn trust. No one just gives you trust. You earn it.
100%. And when you're dealing with your clients, one of the things I think is so interesting is that you get to know them on such a deep level, right? I mean, you're not just talking one person. It's married couples, it's kids, it's grandkids, it's you're getting to really know their story. So there has to be this level of trust.
Of course.
And also that you have this level of knowledge of what their dreams are and their goals. And that's how you help them accomplish their plan. So it's not all just numbers.
No. You need to get to know somebody. Most of the time when I sit and talk to somebody, it's this kind of conversation, talk to them about what I think is going on, how we're going to invest it. The other guys get more into the details of everything, but I want to know who they are. How many grandchildren you have? How many children you have? What do they do? You know? What do you think about life? What do you want to do? Do you want to travel, not travel? Do you like spending money, not spending money? You know? I talk about all those things with people. Because that way, there's an easier way to put the plan together for them.
Do you feel like a financial therapist of sorts?
You say that all the time. Yes, absolutely.
I feel like it's therapy.
But I think I'm always a therapist. I'm a therapist with my dog, I think, too. Okay? I fed her the wrong food the other night. My wife was like, what did you do? I said, I don't know. It looked good. You know, it was leftovers. I thought you would like it.
You mean you're human. That's all I can say. Well, listen, I think these are all important things to understand when looking at what an actual plan is. We use that word so much, but to me, that plan is a security blanket to know, like, when all the world is in change, in a state of flux, that we know that we have a plan for each different action has a reaction, and that we revisit that plan. It's not just to set it and forget it type of situation.
Well, the best part of the way we do the plan, too, you can print out 50 pages. Here's your plan, right? Now we summarize it. We take the important parts of that. We iterate it back. These are your goals. This is what you want. This is how we want. This is what we're proposing. This is the how. Once that shows you, we show it mathematically how long your money will last and how it's being taken out with the things we're doing. And these are the assumptions we're making, not wild assumptions. And this is the success rate off of it. Now, if we tweak it this way or that way, then it's going to change a little bit. This is when we think you should take Social Security. This is when we should think this is what's going to happen when you take Medicare. Mm-hmm.
Well, and those are the things that most people don't know where to begin. If you go online and start to research those things, there's no answers. So to have somebody that you trust on your side who knows your situation is so invaluable. On that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. The phone number on your screen, 520-544-4909. You're going to call Dean and his team, and they will help you create a financial plan that is customized, personalized to you, individualized to you, and it's completely complimentary, which in this world is such an anomaly. So we hope you'll stay with us. We'll take a quick commercial break when we'll come back and talk more about Your Money Matters.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just a downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Hello and welcome back to Money Matters. I'm Sarah Peterson here with Dean Greenberg of Greenberg Financial Group. And before the break, we were talking about trust and having somebody in your life like you who someone can trust and help you weather this storm. There is definitely a storm going right now, and metaphysically and physically, and we all need someone who we can trust. And one of the things that was striking me recently was all of the fraud that is going on now. How many texts do you get a day that you don't even know if that's a real person?
I know.
Did you lose a package at the USPS? I don't know. Did you make a payment with your Apple Wallet Pay? And I'm 48 years old and I'm pretty savvy to this stuff, but I can only imagine 20 and 30 years older than me, not as familiar with technology. This is scary stuff, and having to navigate this world is hard for a lot of people.
It's hard for everybody. I mean, this fraud that goes on, the spam that goes on, they're so sophisticated. They make it look like it's real. Now, obviously, a lot of it they do, and they're just blanking it out there thinking that, oh, maybe you have an IRS bill or something like that, or you think this is this place or that. But if you do not have a card, say with MasterCard, with UBS, or somebody like that, and your MasterCard's with Visa, don't listen to anything the UBS is giving to you. Just listen to Visa. And half that stuff isn't right either. Always follow up with phone calls. There is so much fraud going on, so many things that they want. But remember, if they want to get paid, they usually ask you to get a money order to send them. Don't ever do that. Nobody, no corporation is going to make you send them a money order. All right? Don't fall if you're older. Don't fall for the love affairs. I can't tell you how, we've had at least 3 to 4 clients that have fallen for sending money to people because they've had these online love affairs, and they don't even know who it is on the other side, but they're sending them money to come see them. Wow. Loneliness is hard.
Well, and this is a big reason why we have to have somebody that we trust in our corner before we make these kinds of decisions. Because
we've stopped it. We've seen it and stopped it, and we've called their children and said, you got to check on this. I don't think this is right. I mean, something's wrong here.
Incredible. Well, I mean, look, this is an unprecedented time, so it's hard to know who we're going to trust, and especially, from the government down, we're just looking for the trusted people, and that's all you can do is find someone you trust and go with that. It's kind of like they say, let go and let God, right? There's only so much we can do to control. Another thing that I wanted to briefly discuss with you was, how can we not talk about inflation? Because as we're getting older and we're all living so much longer, I mean, you said 95 is like the projected outcome for most people now. I mean, at least over 85, there's so many more people over 85 than ever before. Is there a fear for people to live too long, to outlive their money?
Inflation comes and goes, okay? We lived for so many years without inflation. Then they always wanted to reinflate the economy. Then the pandemic came, and we spent so much money that we didn't need to spend, okay? I mean, they're even finding billions of dollars that they still didn't even give away for unemployment to take back. So there was so much given away that we didn't need to give to keep the economy going. There's certain things they had to do. But now we're at the point that we got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Now, with what's going on and the tariffs, inflation's going to come down because we're going to have slowdown, right? So we needed things to happen. They tried to do it before by raising interest rates, right? Raising interest rates, but we had inflation, not a good scenario. Raising interest rates, bring down inflation, good scenario. Well, now kind of in that situation. Now we have to be a little bit cautious, okay? And now we got to see where we all go with this. But at the end of the day, inflation, you don't even know if it's at that, right? Because Trump got in, and the first month they talked about egg prices going up and up and up and up and up, right? Correct, right? No. Then they fell by 50%, and you never hear a peep from anyone telling you that egg prices come down.
Well, egg prices went up also because they had to kill 1 million chickens.
Of course. So no one tells the truth.
Why are we blaming the president for that? It's not his fault.
But exactly. And it's supply demand. We had no supply, we had demand. Guess what? People stopped eating eggs. Then they got the supply back. The prices drop. Now people back eating eggs and there'll be a balance there. It's always going to be that way. Inflation, oil has come down. No one wants to talk about energy prices coming down, right? Gas prices are coming down. What happens? You don't hear the truth, so you don't know it.
Do you ever hear anything positive when you turn the news on? Do you ever hear, guess what's good in the news today? I feel like I turn it on and I just want to cry. It's just...
When you hear something good on one side, the other side tells them they're lying.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Whether it's a Democrat saying something good, Republicans say no, and vice versa.
So to plan, though, for the inevitability of longevity, that is where the plan comes in, because we don't have to be subject to the daily egg inflation.
This is all noise.
Yeah.
It's all noise. Don't worry about the noise. Worry about what you know. Buy low, sell high, spend within your means. That's the secret. Buy low, sell high, spend within your means. First get what you need, and then you have extra, get what you want.
You make it sound so simple all
It
the
is
time.
simple. It's hard for the person to do it. Now, I get that. You know what? You make $150,000, you think you're making a lot of money. Well, housing prices went so higher. So that house that was $600,000 now is $1 million. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Okay? Because now you have a higher mortgage, thinking that you're going to make it. What happens if something happens? You can't keep it going. Buy a cheaper house until you have gotten to the point that houses have come down and you're able to do something else.
Okay, so if I'm sitting on my sofa watching this show and I'm thinking, what do I do next? What do I need when I call you? What do I need to get together? How does the process work?
You need to have the ability to communicate with us honestly. That's what you need to start with. You call us, we'll send you an email. The email will give you a couple of things that we need. Obviously, it'll be your Social Security, where you're at, your Medicare. It'll be your statements. And then we send you a risk tolerance a questionnaire that's AI driven. That's going to give us a number of where you fit. Then we try to put the whole plan together and see where you go. And all you got to do is say, "I need help," and we'll be there.
You take something that is so complex and intimidating for a lot of people, and you simplify it in a way that makes so much sense to me. So I hope it makes just as much sense to you if you haven't had these types of conversations. Now is the time. It's complimentary, and I can't stress you how much we appreciate your time. 520-544-4909, and thank you for joining us on Your Money Matters.